Hello and an icy frosty nipple sort of welcome to the channel of nonsense and what might look like a humdrum hatchback, the latest version of the Peugeot 208. But this is a car that's been designed specifically for YouTube commenters and me, you know, people that whinge about the cost of new cars, because this is the 208 style. Yeah, normally when you say you're stylish, you're probably not, but this is a low-cost version of Peugeot's small hatchback that's been designed to be as cheap as possible. So this is a whisker under £20,000 or under 180 quid a month on finance. Presumably that means it's CAC. Let's find out. One reason it's not CAC is because the free colour for this car is actually fluorescent yellow. It is mind-bendingly bright and I love it. Unfortunately, this press car's in grey, which you have to pay 750 quid for to make it more boring. Be bold, get the yellow one. Now, the 208 has been around for donkey's years. Actually, 5 years ago today, I was filming a 208, an E208, very near here. This has been facelifted though, so instead of the one fang on each side that we used to have, we've now got the trio of Adidas stripes on the front. This one has got basic LED headlights, doesn't do anything fancy, but it's got LED headlights on the entry-level model. The trim at the front on the grille is all blacked out. The next model up gets kind of body-coloured bits, which looks nicer, but that next trim up from this is nearly 5 grand more and another 100 quid a month. There's a massive gap between them. You don't get alloy wheels on the style, but you get these quite nice hubcaps on steel wheels. They're 16-inch wheels. The design is called Monty. I don't think they're referencing Field Marshal Bernard Law Montgomery, but well, you never know. It's on proper Michelin tyres as well. I think this doesn't look like the budget option in the 208 range. If I can get through this whole video without putting my coat on, please give me a round of applause in the comments because it's -1. Apologies for this. You don't get no engine choices either. So I went for Essex there. You don't get any engine choices on the 208 style. You get a 1.2 litre engine, 3 cylinders, manual gearbox, just over 100 horsepower in this. And it will do 54 mpg, so it's economical. No hybridness, just a petrol engine. Tell us down in the comments what you think of the 1.2 litre PureTech engine from what you've read on the internet. I think this is a newer version. The lack of cheapness continues inside, to be honest. It's easier for me to talk about what this car doesn't have than what it does have. So it doesn't have a wireless phone charger. It doesn't have a full width digital dashboard. It's just got a little black and white screen in the middle of perfectly legible speedo and rev counter dials. It doesn't have leather seats, but it's got grey cloth ones with quite nice orange stitching on there. It doesn't have a full width glove box. It's only half width because they've not bothered their asses to move the fuse box. That's standard on all French cars though. That's it. It's kind of got everything else. It hasn't got heated seats or a heated steering wheel, but it has got a leather steering wheel, which you look over at the dashboard. Works quite well, even for me, being 6'3". You've got loads of storage down there. You've got 2 USB-Cs. You've got a gear knob, manual handbrake, 12-volt cup holders. Oh, and no armrest. That's the only real niggle for me. I do like a centre armrest, but you don't get one in this. There's not an option for one either on this trim level. You do get wireless CarPlay and Android Auto on that screen, which works well. I say well, the connectivity works well, but the screen is one of the slowest and laggiest I've ever used using CarPlay. But if you just leave your maps on and don't fiddle around too much, sort of okay. Now, you've got these piano keys here for doing your demisters and things like that. That little haptic button at the top left, the car on it, if you press and hold that, it turns all the ADAS stuff off, so the speed limit warning bong and the lane keep assist. Some storage there, door bins, which are plastic and rattly, but there's a little bit of cloth and some fake carbon fibre effect stuff around the dashboard there. And it's got keyless as well. Like, genuinely, why would you pay 5 grand more for the next trim level up? Common to all 208, sorry, it's really dark down there, is the fact that the pedal box is quite tight. And I'm wearing my boots, I'm size 10.5 or something like that. I find it really hard to get my foot off the clutch and onto the footrest. So I just have to have my left foot hovering down there. It is not the most comfortable foot position, I guess, for people with big-ish feet. But there we go. That's the cabin of the 208 style with some awful lighting. I apologise for that. I'm not Steven Spielberg. It's a super mini, so I don't fit in the back of it very well. I'm 6'3", that's my driving position. I've just hit my head on the plastic grab handle, but ooh, that is actually damped. That is quite pleasing. But at least that's squidgy, so it's not too uncomfortable. My feet can go under the seat. And I've not really got loads of headroom. My head does touch the ceiling. You've got quite a small scratchy black plastic door bin there, but you have got some cloth here, a little smattering on the armrest, and electric rear windows. No USBs back here, no centre armrest, but you've got Isofix and a little bit of a hump in the floor, so whoever goes in the middle needs to be really quite small. But do you know what? It's sort of all right, and if I close the door, it doesn't feel like I'm in a crypt. Maybe the one under Paris that's full of bones. So there we go. Small cheap car, feels like a small cheap car in the back, apart from the cloth. Now, as friend of the channel Taylor Swift once sang, you never go out of style if you put a star badge on it. But anyway, whatever. 4 meters long. It is dinky. It weighs just over a ton. It doesn't really have that many competitors left these days, does it, with the death of the Fiesta and all the rest of it. You've got LED strips here, but not the full whack LED tail lights that you get higher up in the range, but they look quite nice. Helpfully, they're off at the moment. I just appreciate the fact there isn't any of that kind of matte, scratchy black plastic anywhere on it, so there's nothing really that marks it out as the cheap one. Now, the boot is not massive. It's 309 litres, but it's a useful space for putting things, to be honest. You have got a bit of a load lip there, and there's a big hole under there where the spare wheel should go, where your handbook also goes, because it doesn't fit in the glove box on a right-hand drive car. So yeah, that is fine. You do get rear parking sensors, but no camera and no front parking sensors. You do get a rear window wiper. I just don't think it looks cheap and crap. Right, we're gonna go for a drive in the 208 style. Now, yeah, instantly, with my big shoes, as I've said, my boots catch the clutch when I put my foot on the footrest, so I just have to kind of hover my left foot. But anyway, foot on the clutch, foot on the brake, hold the button for a bit longer than you think, as has always been the case in the Peugeot, and then it grumbles into life. This 3-cylinder is a bit thrummy. It's in literally every Citroen, Peugeot and a few other things. It's sort of okay, but anyway, let's turn the speed limit warning off by holding that button. Done, nice and easy. Now, the view out the back corners of this car, not great, and the rear window is a little bit on the small side, but you have got big door mirrors, so it's probably not the best car for first-time drivers, even though it is attractively priced. But let's go. The clutch is nice and light, the steering is nice and light, and obviously it's got Peugeot's tiny little steering wheel, which makes it feel just nice and easy to maneuver around town. Now, this car is getting on a bit. It's getting on a bit, and that is showing in some of the kind of bits that jab into my legs and not being able to fit my feet properly down there and all the rest of it. But it has got some nice mod cons that you don't always get on small cars, such as height adjustable seats for the driver and the passenger. Often in small cars, the driver might get height adjustment, but not the passenger. In this, you've both got it, which does make a real difference if your passenger is tall. Yeah, I've got cruise control as well. I'm not really missing anything. In the driving department, there's nothing I'd really like other than maybe a reversing camera, but it's such a small car, rear sensors is probably all you realistically need. Now, 100 horsepower, it's absolutely plenty. Because this car weighs the square root of naffle, it gets up to 50, 60, 70 really quite quickly, and it's actually been really fun to drive. It gives me slight higher car vibes in the way that it rolls on its soft suspension, but I've had some really good fun drives in this. Like, some of my most memorable drives this year have been in a 20 grand Peugeot. So if you're a bit of a keen driver that likes to steal your kid's car, get them one of these, because it's quite a lot of fun to thrash. And whatever you do, you kind of get 50 mpg anyway. So yeah, you're not going to be burning through fuel at a prodigious rate. You can actually, I'm not saying this with any seriousness on my face, you can actually heel and toe in it for your downshift as well, which is one advantage of that cramped pedal box. Now, the brakes are strong enough, they can be meted out very easily. It's just not a pain to drive this car. On motorways, it's actually fine, it's nice and refined. It's not going to give you Mercedes S-Class levels of isolation from wind noise and tyre noise, but it's absolutely fine. You've got a 6-speed manual, so you're not stuck in fifth with the engine revving out. It's fine. I've really enjoyed it on a twisty country road. It's got that kind of honesty about it that you tend to get from hire cars. You can just thrash it everywhere. Not down here, because there are people jogging in the road. But yeah, nothing to dislike about the way this drives, really. It's a simple car, simple torsion beam rear suspension, but the ride's fine because it weighs naff all. and it's got small wheels as well. It's kind of giving me a proper old school sense of driving joy, this. Small car, done simply, an engine you can work hard and actually go reasonably quickly. 0 to 60 is apparently 10.1 seconds, I think. 113 miles an hour flat out, if you're brave. Anyway, that's probably enough waffle about how this drives. Let's head back to me for a conclusion. As a reasonably inexpensive car then, the 208 style is fine. It has actually got an impressive amount of tech for the price. Things like your wireless CarPlay, things like a height adjustable passenger seat, which Ford could never really do all the time when they had the Fiesta out and about. And I quite like the way it looks and it drives nicely. It's just a bit awkward for a tall person with big feet. The back seat space is not great for adults and the boot is not as big as some of its rivals, but it's a sort of 6 out of 10 car, but I'm going to give it 7 Tim Rodies out of 10 because of the price. But I would just say there are other inexpensive cars still. Things like the Renault Clio you can get for about the same price as this, but that has just been replaced with one that looks like it needs to be taken to go and live on a farm and never come back. There's also the Dacia Sandero, which undercuts this by about £2,500–3,000, but it's a lot more plasticky and a lot less kind of plush feeling inside than this. So I think Peugeot has done a good job of keeping some Peugeot classiness, but getting the price right down under 20 grand. So yeah, it's a really likable thing. If you're in the market for a cheap petrol runabout, don't overlook this. Anyway, don't overlook me either. Give me a thumb, subscribe to the channel, go down to the comments and leave me the French word for why would you spend €5,000 more? Sacre bleu, semeur, etc. And also, give me a round of applause for doing this without a coat. Sorry about the chest lumps.